What's up everyone? In today's video, we're going to be talking about long exposure photography and specifically light trails. And I'm going to show you how I took my images from looking like this to this. And it was all by just changing my composition. You know, because when we're first starting out, we don't know nothing about how to compose a photo. We're pretty much taking all of our photos at eye level. But it's crazy how drastically your images can improve by just placing your camera on the ground and getting a different perspective. And then you add something interesting in the foreground, like some texture, maybe a lens balm, even a cell phone to create a reflection. You mix that in with your light trails, and it's just gonna take your images to that next level. And that's exactly how I go about things now when I'm composing a light trail photo. The first thing I look for is something interesting in the foreground that I can mix with my light trail. And once I'm happy with my composition, then I go into my settings. Now here's where I'm trying to decide, how long do I want this light trail to be? And I'm not gonna tell you what the best settings for light trails are, because that's all gonna depend on how long you want your light trail to be. Obviously, if you want a longer light trail, you're gonna do a longer exposure. Anything from 20 to 30 seconds. So if you want a shorter trail, maybe 5 to 10 seconds will work. The only thing I will tell you is always keep your ISO at the minimum. Whether it's 50 or 100 on your camera, because you're already gonna let in a bunch of light through the shutter being open for multiple seconds. You just want to keep a clean image. So keep your ISO at the minimum, and then pretty much all you have to worry about is your aperture and your shutter speed. Another thing I would recommend, it's not a must, but if you have a shutter remote, it'll definitely make things easier. We're just trying to avoid any motion blur caused by pressing the shutter button. But if you don't have a shutter remote, just use a 2-second timer on your camera. It'll work fine. So once you have your composition set and your camera settings are good to go, now it's time to create some light trails. And this is the fun part. This is really where you get to be creative and just experiment with things. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Maybe you want a straight trail, maybe you want a curvy trail, a head-on trail. Try them all, and then choose the one you like in the end. And don't forget, add something interesting into the foreground that you can mix with these light trails, and I promise you, your images will improve. Because this is really what made me fall in love with photography, was long exposures, creating light trails like these, and I still enjoy it to this day. That's why I was so excited to share this video with you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.